I'm watching the markets respond to the administration's tariffs announcement as of yesterday. As of right now, the markets are down 3.5% on the Dow, about 4% on the S&P, almost 5 on the Nasdaq, 5.5 on the Russell. Gold is barely down, and crypto is, as somebody literally who's sitting here wearing a Bitcoin sweater, 5%, the walk in the park. But the point of this is we've seen for years the inflation of these markets using free money. The Ben Bernanke era was 0% interest rates for years. What did these companies do with that? They took that money and either put it into dividends or investments overseas. So essentially, they got free money to move your job overseas. From Ben Bernanke through the Powell era, at the beginning of the Powell era, and the Yellen era. We can't forget that. Since the housing crash of 2007, or 6, or 5, depending on when you want to measure its beginning. But I want to just bring up a couple of quick charts here. This is the S&P 500. I have it delineated just so you can see, basically using it as a time marker. And as you can see, we'll zoom back out so you can see the dates. Okay, there we go. There is, from 2008 onward, just this straight arrow up. I'm no economist. I'm no math surgeon. I think that looks like inflation to me. Here's the Dow over the same time period. Again, I'm no math surgeon, but that kind of looks inflationary to me. From 2008, I'm going to zoom back down here so we get back to our time scales. From 2008, from the crash, from the Bernanke era, going up. Looks like inflation to me. And our buying power has certainly not gone up at that same rate. So you have these companies literally schwitzing themselves this morning at the fact that they're going to have to pay this percentage, and they do say they're going to pass it on to us. So make no mistake, prices are going to go up. This is where the president has to stand strong. The goal of a tariff is not negotiation. That's another thing I'm seeing this morning in this meltdown. How does this make negotiations possible? How is that possible to negotiate? The negotiation is this. Allow us into your market, or bring your jobs back to the United States. Lower the tariff for our product to come into your market, making American jobs more plentiful, or bring your plant back to the United States, then you don't have to pay that tariff. And a lot of companies, as the president cited, are making that choice. A lot of them are not. A lot of them are going to suffer through this. My suggestion is some of that dividend needs to be reduced, and investment here in the United States needs to be pursued. We've spent years giving you free money as a country. Years. Free money to Wall Street. I couldn't get a free loan. Could you? If you could, please put it in the comments that you had a 0% interest loan. That would be great. I applaud you. I'm not going to sit and castigate you. I would say that's awesome. How did you do it? Please inform me. But it didn't happen. Even when it was 0 for the big banks, it was something for you. So we paid for the banks to finance the very mechanisms for those jobs to go overseas. So today, you see them in panic mode because they know they're going to either have to pay or bring those jobs back, and their return on investment won't be as high as having some poor Chinese slave laborer do it, some poor Mexican do it, or some Indian do it. You name the cheap labor that they want to have do it, and that's what they want. They don't want to pay an American to do that because we have demands on our wages. I just wanted to comment on this today because for a while now, I've felt that the true inflation, that yes, we feel it here. We feel it. And we're going to feel it more. But the true inflation, where it's going to be felt, is here. Again, 300% in 20 years? 300% in 20 years? Why? Because we gave you the money to do it. We gave you trillions of free dollars that you put out in the system, inflating your value well beyond your worth. And now that you're actually going to have to pay, we'll call it a fair amount because it's not the full tariffs that they have imposed on us. You're schwitzing. I know it's hurting 401ks and Americans are getting hurt by it, but I do see the long-term vision. And it's my hope that the administration stands strong, takes the barbs and arrows that they're going to get. Because manufacturing and jobs need to come back. Good ones. I'm always told that there's certain jobs Americans won't do. I think every job an American will do. Just got to be able to price it right. So as I continue to sit and watch, I become more and more convinced that what we're seeing is the result of decades of free money given to institutions who wanted nothing more than to ensure their bottom line and didn't care about the very country they reside in. So, like I said, cry me a river. Short-term pain for long-term gain? Absolutely. You don't want to pay these tariffs? Bring the jobs back. Bring them back. Invest that money here. With all that free money we were giving you, you should have saved some for a rainy day fund. Well, this is your rainy day. Now reactivate an industrial plant here. Reactivate a plant here. Build a warehouse here. Put some jobs here. That's the point of a tariff. It's not for negotiation. It's so you bring the jobs back. That seems lost in this news cycle. And the decades of free money, they came to an end a while ago, the free money. Now, they expect you to do something. And this inflated price you brought yourself to, that's going to come down. And it's going to hurt. We'll see how this goes. Thanks.